Cricket presents The Campfire, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ashley Bullington. Today, we're taking a look at District 106A, which has lost some teams and gained some new ones. After realignment, this district consists of Mesquite, Mesquite Horn, North Forney, Rockwall, Rockwall Heath, Royce City, and Tyler Legacy. This district has come down to Heath and Rockwall the past 2 years, but with some new blood entering the fray, things could get interesting. Let's start things off by analyzing all the teams in our film session.
Rockwall Heath had an amazing run the past 2 years, but were led by a talented senior class that has since graduated. Not only that, Mike Spradlin retired as head coach as well, so the Hawks will look to John Harrell to lead a new group into this tough district. Britton Snyder at running back rushed for 837 yards last year and will be counted on a lot in 2022. At Rockwall, Trey Brooks brings back 12 starters from last year's team, but they too will be missing some key skilled position players such as Braden Locke, who graduated, and Zach Hernandez, who transferred. Doesn't mean there isn't big-time talent returning, as highly recruited Noble Johnson returns at receiver, and tackling machine Jarrett Stoner is back at linebacker. Mesquite went a couple of rounds deep into the postseason last year and should be a favorite to make the playoffs this year. Athlete Jamarian Woods can be used at many different spots on the offense, which could spell danger for Skeeter's opponents. Mesquite Horn recorded only 2 wins last year, but with 15 returning starters and new head coach Courtney Allen from North Crowley, the Jags look to turn things around in 2022. Tyler Legacy was a playoff team last year, but are very inexperienced this year. Royce City moves up from 5A, and they have 16 returning starters, including 1,000-yard receiver Jonah Roberson. North Forney is also new to 6A this year and could find it difficult to pick up wins early on.
All right, let's dig even deeper into 106A as we bring in our Inside High School Sports Insider, Matt Diggs, along with producer Ward Fasold for our district breakdown presented by Cricket.
All right, district breakdown time. There's my guy, Matty Diggs, and we are talking 106A, 17 district. Every time at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year, we think Rockwall Heath, that winner is going to be the district winner. Is that the same for this year, or what do you think is going to happen here as we get some fresh blood in this district as well?
We do have some fresh blood in this district, but I do think it's going to be the same old song one more time. And I'm going to go as far as to make another proclamation, because you get a rivalry game, and it's early in the season. You're going to have Rockwall Heath first district game. You remember what happened last year. We don't even have enough time just to put the highlights of that 70 to whatever game and multiple overtimes last year. But I would go as far as to say, if for whatever reason Rockwall Heath could pull an upset on Rockwall, I still think Rockwall is significantly the better team. It's just a rivalry thing. I think if you look at how Rockwall will play the rest of the district versus how Heath will play the rest of the district, there's just a pretty good sizable gap between Rockwall and Heath this year. I really like Rockwall this year. Now, I don't like them in the regional sense, because I think Rockwall has a really tough road to go, looking at Duncanville in the region at some point, depending on how things shape out. So I don't think Rockwall is a top team in the region as far as being a top 5 team as they've been in the past. But I definitely think they are head and shoulders the best team in this district. Looking at this top 7, Rockwall 1, Heath 2, Tyler Legacy tentative 3, Horn tentative 4, Royce City 5, Mesquite 6, North Forney 7. But I think 3 to 5, very, very close.
Excellent. Well, like you said, we got the last district coming up next week, 11-6A. We got some state title contenders in that district, and we'll talk about that next week. Thanks for joining me, Diggs.
We'll see you next week.
You've given enough of your money to gas and groceries this month, so when it comes to your wireless plan, don't overspend another second. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Diggsy and Wiz will have even more about this district on our social media platforms this Wednesday. Now let's take a look at some of the athletes you should keep an eye on in this district and our players on the rise.
Rockwall's Noble Johnson will be tough to cover in 2022. Johnson caught 19 passes in his first 2 games last year and finished with 49 catches for 875 yards and 8 touchdowns on the year. Noble's a great route runner and uses his physicality to pick up key yardage after the catch. Johnson verbally committed to play at Clemson. A receiver to watch out for in this district is Ernest Thomas of North Forney. The Falcons are making the move to 6A and will need some big plays out of Thomas to make the transition smoother. Thomas only caught 16 passes last year, but it was enough to catch the eye of college recruiters. Expect a big year from Ernest this fall before he heads to Campbell to play his college ball. The best words to describe Tyler Legacy defensive end Jordan Renaud is explosive. He blows up the line of scrimmage and finds himself in the backfield in a heartbeat. Renaud had 66 tackles last season, with 8 being for a loss, 2 sacks, and an interception. Last year was his first year playing in Texas high school football as he moved from Florida. Jordan has offers from everywhere, including Alabama, Oklahoma, and TCU. Mesquite Horn has a talented secondary, and it's led by safety DJ Coleman. Usually the last line of defense for the Jags, Coleman always finds himself around the ball. Last year, he made 62 tackles with 5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Coleman is also used as a running back on the offense at times, but his claim to fame is blowing up plays behind the line of scrimmage. DJ has verbally committed to Baylor.
Our Ward Fasold caught up with Rockwall head coach Trey Brooks in our Media Day segment.
All right, it is Media Day. We are talking 10-6A with Rockwall head coach Trey Brooks. Coach, you guys have dropped down to a 7-team district, and that presents its own issues, I'm sure, as far as scheduling goes, because now you have to pick up another couple of non-district games. So I'm going to go ahead and start off there. With 4 non-district games, who do you have, and what do you hope to get out of that going into the season?
Yeah, so when it comes out and you find out you're in a 17 district, immediately you're looking for the other 17 districts to figure out who you can play. And thankfully, I saw the Arlington and Grand Prairie district and talked to Coach DeLay over at South Grand Prairie. They wanted to play, and so it worked out really good. That's an opponent we've never played them, not real familiar with them, so that'll be fun to go over there.
All right, so let's talk about your team a little bit. As we've talked about your non-district games, you have a quarterback to replace that was quite a head turner there with Braden Locke, and he had favorite receivers that went down to Baylor, but you still got Noble Johnson coming back. But talk about who you hope to fill in that quarterback role, and are we still going to be tossing around like we've done in the past?
Oh, yeah. I think we'll always be doing that here at Rockwall, as long as I'm here at least. But, Braden is obviously a special player, the kind of player that you don't really replace. Man, I'm so excited about the guys that we have coming back. Our quarterback, Lake Bennett, he is going to present a whole different set of issues to defenses, I think. And, Lake is a very talented kid. He's a baseball player. He's got phenomenal arm strength, can make every throw that you want him to make. The thing that the different aspect that Lake brings to the table is that he's a little bit of a runner. He's a 225-pound quarterback that can run and get downhill, and so that I think that's going to present some issues for defenses in its own right. But we're going to continue slinging the ball around, and being able to add some of that quarterback run game, I think will make us more dangerous. And
no doubt. Well, I appreciate it, and good luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I should say good luck in the season. I've already put you up in the playoffs already.
Yeah, we got some work to do before that.
Wait for me to jinx you like that. You like that, huh? Yeah. All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
We'll post the entire interview on all of our social media platforms this Friday. That's going to do it for this week's show. Join us next week when we talk 11-6A. That's our last DFW 6A district and has been dubbed the District of Doom for a while now. You can keep up with everything on the high school football scene on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram accounts. Until next time, I'm Ashley Bullington, and thank you so much for watching the show.